Last day, bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. Having dreams that niggas won't kill me. So I stay with my rat tape. Get cooked like chicken satay. Living my life sucker free. These niggas know they can't fuck with me. And like I said, that shit comfortably. Shot leave him stuck like he buffing rain. Nigga, we eating, we buffing in. Always bringing them dollars in. MBG, we profiting. You ain't eating, nigga, like you muzzled up. Or believe me, nigga, that keep throwing up. Live your life, get your money up. And niggas stay off that bummy stuff. I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray.
Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. Flow be one Kenobi macking with the homies and I'm grinding for the last name. Middle finger to the rap lane. Fuck with me and that's your last day. Load the clip and then I blast away. Not the gunplay, but the wordplay. Cause my words weigh like a ton. Too smooth for a gun. Too rude for the front. Too cool for your lunch. I took your girl out to brunch. And once she with me, then she staying with me. Gotta do it like my nigga 50. Fuck her, then take her to Mickey D's. While you be keeping her ices. I be cooling like an ices. Destroying any beat that I see. With the iced tea in my white tee. Oh, I'm thinking that they like me. Flow be one, yes, he's the one. Going ham like a Saiyan son. Jedi Carter be the rap name. Bury me with a blunt in the ashtray.
I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray.
Underground with a blunt in an ashtray. How I'ma roll up this gas, man? Guess I spark the shit while I'm in hell, and you know that we having a blast, man. I'm not trying to blaspheme, but you know I'm a madman, and I like to spliff, and I pull the shit. Now the Maverick is macking. Don't be vulgar in your raps, man. No, we cannot have that. You look like a bad man. Rap man told me fuck these niggas. Now I'm counting all the figures. Get my bars up, kill these niggas. Bouncing tail like I am Tigger, stupid niggas.
I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray. I do this till the day I die. Until my spirit touch the sky. Don't cry for me on my last day. Bury me with the blunt in the ashtray.
Yeah, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Your boy Mav is back in the house. Ooh wee, super. What's good? It's me, my man Snoop on the stoop. That was a Christmas gift from my mic. I'm sorry, I'm so far away from the mic. That was actually a Christmas gift from my one of my privates that I teach. So everybody say I look like Snoop. We're on the stoop. You heard? Man, it's good to be back. As always, I don't know if I should say this, producer. Should I just tell everybody Monday 5 o'clock tune in? Should I just start saying that? Yeah, because got a little trend going here. We're just 5 p.m. We just get going. And for those of you that are watching, I appreciate you guys so much. All of those of you back at the gym I train at, friends, family, whoever is checking out the content. Thank you so much. Love you guys. You can find myself, Maverick, at MAVRICK_NYC. You can also check out my company, Mavericks Mansion LLC, MAVRICKSMANSION LLC. And you can check us out at Talk About Fight Club, which is TAFCPOD, and Smooth Family ENT. Let us get into our show today. Me and Snoop on the stoop got some things to talk about. Yeah. So there's always trends, right? That's what the world we live in. We live in a world of trends. And as I'm noticing, trends can find their way into anything, sport, a hobby, whatever. Trends just happen. And now we have a trend that I'm noticing in the combat sports arena, and it's called Coming Out of Retirement. And so this is my thing. Nothing against people who come out of retirement. There's a couple of people that have done it. And, some of them that come out of retirement still doing pretty well. And then there's those, most, in my opinion, they'll come out of retirement and they just be getting cooked. Just like smoked in the smoke for 13 hours straight, just get cooked. Like some guys, it just doesn't translate well. And it's a little difficult for me because if you look at it from the standpoint of somebody like, all right, boom, GSP retired welterweight champion, came back and took on Michael Bisping as a middleweight champion and won. Dope shit. But he was like, I'm good now. Like, I'm good. Like, I did it. I'm good. Now, he probably could have had another, 3 fights. It's GSP. Like, the man is in shape today to fight. Like, today. But most times it doesn't go well, bro. It doesn't go well for a lot of, guys. And this is also following up off of, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Some guys come out of retirement, they do an exhibition or whatever. Like when Tyson fought, I'm about to say Roy Wilkins. Roy Jones Jr. And that's how you know I've been in New York too long. Just let me out. But yeah, that was like a little fun experience. You know what I'm saying? But, it's becoming a thing where in every combat sport, they're coming out of retirement. Some of these guys is old. Like I said, Mike Tyson, that's forever will be the baddest man on the planet. But he up there. You know what I'm saying? When we saw Holyfield try to make a comeback, Holyfield did it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, one of the best come out of retirements ever was George Foreman coming out of retirement and winning the championship belt at 45 years old. So let me not be like I said, I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but come on. Some people just nah. It's over. Jorge Masvidal, another one that's and then it's even worse when you come back not off of a big win or leaving as a champ or you was the reigning champ for a while, and as you were the reigning champ and then you finally got defeated, you're just like, all right, yeah, man, I've been champ for 4 or 5 years. I've been doing this a long time. I think I'm done. I'm gonna hang him up, even though I was the champ for a long time. But if you're somebody that's you was that person, and then next thing you know, you just start losing fights, and it's all right, yeah, you popular, and people like to see you fight, but you just be losing. Like Clay Guida. Don't get me wrong, Clay Guida had one of the most exciting fights of all time with oh man, wait, I was gonna say Jose Ramirez. That's not his name. Oh man. Well, I'll remember his name later. But Clay Guida, it was a very exciting fighter. But nowadays, it's all right, we know it's not going to be so boring. Clay's going to be game, but Clay's older, and if he retires now, because he hasn't retired yet, he should, but if he retires now and decides to make a comeback in a year from now, I'm going to be like, yo, all right, to me, there's 2 reasons why you come back from retirement. There's only got to be 2. I'm sorry, you can't convince me nothing different. It's one of the 2. It's either 1, you really got that itch, that like I said in a couple episodes ago, that warrior spirit where you just nah, son, I got 1 more in me. You feel me? I got 1 or 2 more in me. You know what I'm saying? I want to get out there, give out some hands, and then yeah, I'm good. I just had to show y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? I had to get that out. All right, cool. Then there's the dudes that's damn, I'm broke. Like, in my opinion, a lot of these dudes come back because they broke. And like their popularity in the cage or in the ring is not transferring over into the other side of their business life. You heard? Like, it's like they tried to say that about Henry Cejudo, that he was running out of money. That's why he came back. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. You know, he's around good company as far as like people who are up there with some chicken. Like, you know, he was training with John Jones, Demetrius Johnson. Like these are people who, you know, in good positions. He got the podcast with Kamaru Usman. You know, it's like, but I'm not amongst these guys, so I don't know. But at the same time, you know, I do feel like there are people who come out of retirement. It's like, oh, I got one more in me. Nah, you broke. You broke. And instead of not getting, you know, the maybe $800,000 to $900,000 you was getting a year, to now you're only getting maybe 80, 90 a year now, being in retirement. You'll go back to going to the minimum UFC spot and taking like maybe 100,000, maybe 200,000. You know what I'm saying? Because when you was fighting, you was so like, especially if, like I said, if you were a popular fighter and you were making all that money. But I don't know. Because like I said, there are people who come out of retirement that they do okay, but most don't. I would, if I ever thought about retirement, I would have to do, they always say, all right, this is just my opinion. They say, oh, let me just do one more and see if I'm gonna decide I'm gonna retire, right? I'm like, let me do like two, three. If I get smoked in all two or three of them matches, yeah, it's over. Like, like, yeah, my bad. Yo, if I do 2 or 3 matches and I get smoked all 3 of the matches, like, all right, it'd be one thing if, like, you know, I do a match and it was close. Then the second match, oh, it was like controversial. I should have won, but I lost. And then like the third one, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would probably want to stay in there too. Like, I'm like, hold on, man. Like, all right, am I just getting the whack judges, you know, the bad refs, or, you know, am I just trash? But if I do them 2 or 3 more fights and this is like first fight, submission, second fight, KO, third fight, TKO, like, nah, it's over. It's over. And that's what's happening to some of these guys. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about this whole retirement thing, bro. And once again, here I go, agreeing with Dana White. I think once you think about retirement, just do it. Maybe just do it. Like, I like to compete too. So maybe, like I said, it'd be different if I was in that position. But yes, let that go. Let it go. My thing is, you're in a sport where, like, the one thing that you lose is something you definitely can't get back. Like, all right, losing limbs is one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, losing limbs, and, you know, it's like, damn, it sucks. You know, like, oh, I can't walk the same, or, you know, my hand or whatever. But it's another thing when your brain cells, when you lose your brain, like, ain't no coming back, bro. Like, there's not much you can do to, like, repair the actual brain when it's damaged to that point. And I've seen tons of people say on different podcasts and, you know, in different arenas, talk about how people left their career in sparring. They left it in practice because they go so hard in sparring. They beat the crap out of each other in sparring. And then by the time they get in the ring, they fucked up already. Like, their shit is already banged up because they did all that hard sparring in the gym. But now that you're in the ring, like, you messed up. That's why I'm like, all right, I'm not saying hard sparring is not necessary. Some hard sparring is definitely necessary. It is. It just is. But not to the degree that some people are doing it. Like some people are doing it to the degree of like every session got to be a hard sparring session. Like, bro, sorry, dog. Yo, chill. My dog thinks she's tough. Like I said, every time she thinks she's tough. She not, but she thinks she's tough. But yeah, like, yeah, retirement. Especially if you over the age of like 35. I'm gonna give you 35. If you over the age of 35, and you know what I'm saying, you still like trying to pass that scene, you try to get to the belt and you can't get to it. You know, your last few fights, your performance wasn't as good. Maybe you're not knocking out as many guys. You're not getting as many submissions. You're not getting the unanimous decisions. You're getting a split decision to here and there. You know, like, I get it. Like, yeah, there's probably, you know, signs is maybe it's time to call it quits. But once again, me as a person that's very competitive, it would be hard for me to just be like, nah, I'm gonna just hang it up. Unless, like, you are like a Conor McGregor who, you know, made 100 mil off one fight and just blew up from there. I'm not gonna lie. I was talking to my producer before, and we was like, yo, take the money and go. Like, my producer believes that Conor's people don't really fuck with him. Like, no, they don't fuck with him, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you my mans, like my boy, like I love you, and you just made that you worth like 250 mil, and you want to keep fighting when you can make another like 250 mil in the next 2 years, not lifting a finger, just letting the business roll. It might even be more than that. With endorsement deals and all this stuff and all these business partnerships, come on, bro. Nah, they're not your mans. Because this is how, like, yo, don't think that gyms, like MMA gyms and boxing gyms, and all, don't think that some of these ain't a scam either. They're scam too. Like, these things are scams too. They'll do things to make sure that you keep fighting, because this is the thing. Let's just say I'm your head coach, and I was with you from day one when you ain't never had nothing, all the way up to a championship belt, you know, to years as a champion, whatever, right? You go make your bread and all that with, I'm just using Conor McGregor as an example right now. You go have a big fight with Floyd, you get your 100 mil on top of the mills that you already got because you made the sport of MMA so popular, right? Now, before I continue this, I'm not saying that Conor McGregor's camp is using him. I don't know. I'm just making up a scenario. But like, all right, I'm his head coach, you know, and I love John Kavanaugh, by the way. He's a great coach. And Conor, you know, gets that 100 mil, gets proper 12, forged Irish Stout, you know, spray creams and all this type of stuff for training, and bucked up energy drink. Then I, you know, become part owner of the BKFC, and like, bro, I don't need to fight. So now my big money ticket as a head coach, guess what? I can't make no more money for me in my gym, because now he getting all his money from not fighting. And I'm created to make a fighter. So now my big money ticket making fighters is now over there making money out in a place they don't need me. They don't need his head coach to sell alcohol. I don't need his head coach to sell sneakers. So come on, you know what I mean? And I'm not, like, once again, I'm not saying that about Conor McGregor's coach. I'm just saying I'm sure there's coaches out there like that, where they just like, nah, they're gonna run you into the ground. And then when cats want to come out of retirement, what do the coaches say? Yeah, man, you still got it in your champ. You should have never left in the first place. Grease. Straight greasy. I'm sorry. That's wild. And once again, agreeing with Dana White, man, if you talk about retirement, just do it. Or if you talk about coming back, bad idea. Who has he said that's trying to come out of retirement, he thought it was a good idea? Not one. Not one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still think a lot of times it's because cats need money. It sucks, but, you know, it is what it is, man. And to be real with you, this will help me transition into my next topic. It could also be, you know, the feel of the gym, right? Now, when it comes to a gym, right? I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch all the like old school kung fu movies, like, you know, all the Jackie Chan movies, all the Jet Li movies, you know, like all the old school, you know, whoosh, whoosh, you know, sound effects, poof, poof, poosh, all that shit. And they used to make like different martial arts schools, like the dojos and all that type of stuff. It was like super respectful. Like it didn't matter who walked in there. It could be anybody. As soon as you walk in the dojo, it's like respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it had a different like feel to it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you couldn't even like honestly. I remember even though I was a kid and he was an adult, like, you know, you call your adults, you know, Mr. this or Mr. that, or, you know, if it's a family member, auntie or cousin, like your cousin Jeffrey, or, you know, Auntie Fran, or, you know what I'm saying? Like you give them like their title in front of as a, you know, an adult. But when I was growing up, I couldn't even call my sensei Mr. He was always sensei, always, all the time. Every time I seen him, it was never Mr. No, never Mr. Sensei, all times. That's it. And any school I went to, any place I trained at, it was always like that was who they was. You know what I'm saying? Certain things you just don't do. You don't be just touching shit without asking. You want to train something? You ask me to train that thing. Nowadays, you go to the front desk of a gym, pay your fee, do whatever the hell you want. Then it's like, do whatever. You want to go hit the bag? Go hit the bag. You and your friend want to hold pads? Hold pads. You want to join the class? Join the class. Like and I'm not saying that that's all gyms, but like there are gyms like that. You just kind of do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my head instructor Jeff Chan told me he said like the gyms are getting a little soft because people don't want to deal with certain things, like for sparring as example, like, you know, they see the guys doing all this hard sparring, they getting scared. Like, do I have to do that? But I mean, all you gotta really do is ask, like, do I have to do that? And if your instructor says yeah, and it's something that you don't want to do, okay, that's cool. Then you don't have to do it. You can move on from that gym. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. That doesn't make you like a bitch, but you don't want to spar. It's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is you have a lot of people that feel like the one thing about the old school gyms is like whatever the teacher said goes. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of those people who understand those old school types of ways, they think that's going to carry over into like the newer gyms. And don't get me wrong, there are newer gyms that will cater to people that don't want to do certain things, and they do very, very well because they know how to adjust and say, hey, you know, all right, I need, you know, you know when to bring a smile out of a person, and you know when to tell them that, yo, get your head in the game. Whereas there are gyms that it's a little bit just, it's too oh man, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like they give you too many options to do whatever you, like I said earlier, do whatever you want. Like, just come in here and pay and do whatever you want. Just pay. You know what I mean? Where, don't get me wrong, yeah, you had to pay, you had the old schools too, you know, pay that money. But nah, you training this. and you're going to learn this. And in the process of learning this, you're going to be tested on this. I used to have to do a written and physical test. Both. No, I'm sorry. Both. You had to sit there. I had to do a written test. I had to remember. You had to remember shit. Not just like, all right, kick, punch, left, right. No, bro. You need to know the name of routines. You need to know how to read. Like, I had to read Japanese. I don't remember that shit because it was so long ago. But yeah. I had to read that shit. I had to know how to count from 1 to like 12 in Japanese. I only remember like maybe the first 4 or 5 of them shits right about now. But bro, you had like a written test. And then on top of that written test, you had to pass that. Once you like, if you pass that, you don't even know. You could pass the physical part and fail the written and you still won't get your belt. That's how it was. Gyms nowadays, one of the last gyms I trained at, I watched them give their ranks up to like 15 people who I'm like, first of all, these motherfuckers was dying during the whole test. It was dying. Like, don't get me wrong, I was dying too, but like, I look good while I was dying. You heard? Like, I make sure that shit look good. Like, so even if I am dying, like, you're gonna give me this motherfucking belt. You're gonna give me my rank. I'm gonna look right. You feel me? I'm gonna put in that work. But I watched them give like mad people like their rank, and I'm like, wait a minute. Not only did they do terrible during this test, I whooped their ass in sparring like 18,000 times. What the heck? This person getting ranked? I remember I didn't get my, like, I wanted to get the white stripe on my belt so that way I can, like, rank up faster and get my next belt. This is when I was a yellow belt. I wanted to rank up faster, so I was going hard, bro. Going hard. And I seen this one kid get ranked above me, and I'm like, bro, I be smoking this dude. Like, smoking him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get me wrong, I guess there was a reason. Maybe he, because sometimes depending on your schedule, you can come in and, put in, extra lessons, to get ranked up. So maybe he did that and I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I was still tight because I was like, I know he can't beat me. He can't beat me. But nowadays, it don't matter. You just because you showed up and you paid that fee, I'm gonna give you whatever you want. Shout out to my boy Herman. We always be making fun of Islam Makhachev because Daniel Cormier was talking to Islam about Dustin Poirier's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and that he had a black belt. Like, Dustin Poirier is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And man, Islam said, he said, brother, who give him this? He says, brother, who give him this? Who give him black belt, brother? Who is this? It be like that. It really be like that. Like, there be people out here who be black belts and stuff. And like, not like on, what do they call it? Oh man, how they call it, like fake martial arts, but I forgot what, like the little weird term they got it for it. But bro, there be like dudes that be like, I'm a black belt. I'm like, a black belt in what? And some of them be naming arts I ain't never heard of in my life. And then some of them be like, oh, I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I see them roll with blue belts and I'm talking about blue belts that just got their blue belt. And they just getting tossed. Like, throw your legs over, dark stroke. Lock that in on a black belt. Blackity black belt. What? Nah, y'all gotta stop that. These bubblegum gyms where they just like giving people ranks and belts just cause like they showing up. Like, okay, yeah, they showing up. That's cool. I remember you don't get shit until you earn that shit. You know, and that's when I started to understand, like, once again, like I said, that kid that got that rank above me, bro, yeah, I used to kick his ass. But I don't know what extra work he was doing in on the other side of things, because it wasn't just, sparring. You had to, like I said, you had to have the written work, and you also had to remember all these motherfucking katas and moves and names of moves and all that type of stuff. You had to know it on paper, and you had to know it by visual. So you should be able to see the move and know what the name of it is in Japanese, not the way people like would describe it in English. You would have to say it, Mawashi Geri, Nikoto Washi Dashi, like, Kokutu Dachi, Zenkutu Dachi, like all these different terms and stances and stuff. You had to know this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, things are a little bit more simple nowadays because, like I said, they want their money. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that a lot of these gyms don't have a love for the martial arts. Like, I'm pretty sure I ran in their family for years and they loved it, but like, they want that money, one, because yes, it's a business and something got to keep the lights on top of, I want to still be able to, support my family and do the thing I love to do. Some people really want to teach martial arts forever. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. That's actually a great career if you know what you're doing. But they do need the money to run those gyms. They do need the, money to support their families. They need, what I'm saying? Like, everybody need money. We all need money. But then there's also the gyms that's like, look, I don't care less about you getting good. Just make sure I can maintain my lifestyle. You want to be a Muay Kundo fighter? Taijutsu? Karate Taekwondo? I'm pretty sure there's a guy there that made his own martial art too that said he was a master at it and had pupils, and these pupils have belts, and I'm pretty sure that they really believe that they are black belts in something. Just because they went to some bubblegum gym or some weirdo who watched way too many fucking movies and watched way too much YouTube and thought he was a martial arts master. Like, bro, if you want to be real, rank don't really mean shit to a degree. Because like I said, I saw blue belts take out black belts. And I'm talking about black belts that have been training for like 15 years straight from fetus. Like, it don't matter. Some of these ranks don't even matter, bro. But at the same time, like, going back to like the not even just ranks, but about the gym itself, like I remember, like, you used to look back at certain martial arts gyms and they like not necessarily fear them on some Cobra Kai shit, but you knew, like, yo, they put in the work over there. Because I remember going to these martial arts tournaments, these karate tournaments, and I remember facing some of them dudes, and I'm like, yo, yeah, that's the school right there. That's the homie that got me. That's the one that got me. I got to get him back this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always something, like, because you remember the schools. It's the same thing when football, basketball, all that. It's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing. Because, you are competing. It's team competition. You know what I'm saying? But I remember, like, you used to sit there and, like, be like, damn, that's not them guys again, bro. You know what I'm saying? They crazy with the kicks. Or these guys are crazy with, with the hands, or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you remember certain things about a certain camp. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just remember that stuff about a gym, like how good that gym was. But now, like, they make things so soft and so easy, and I feel like, and then they say, and then sometimes they want to say, oh, we have fighters that come out of this gym, and it's like, word? Out of CKO boxing, like kickboxing, like I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Sorry, Bev. Y'all gonna see me get really hood. Sorry. That's it. Listen. Yeah. These gyms is getting too soft, man. And I'm not talking about, like, breaking boards and shit and beating the fuck out of each other because I think that's stupid. You know, like to sit there and that's what you do. Like you just beat the shit out of each other. There are gyms like that where they beat there's a such thing as being too tough because it makes you look dumb. It is what it is. There are a bunch of dumb gyms out there that sit there and, like I said earlier, they pound the crap out of each other with their fist paws. Wow. They knock the crap out of each other with their fists, causing brain damage. Bro, unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. I've learned my lesson the other day by sparring certain types of people. This is why there are weight classes. I, as a person that floats anywhere between about 145 to almost 150, should not be sparring somebody that's anywhere between 240 and 260. It's just not gonna work out in my favor if he catch me with a good punch. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if he's a person that's like doesn't have good control when he's sparring. Because remember, guys that are 100 plus pounds heavier than you, they light punch ain't your light punch. Your light punch is like their child hitting them. Whereas in, you know, when it comes to other things, nah, bro. Nah, bro. Don't spar people that much bigger than you. It just don't make no sense. But you also don't have to prove that your gym is a bunch of killers either. You don't got to do that. Just let it happen. The guy that talked too much in a room, my mom used to say, the guy that used to talk with the biggest mouth, he's probably the weakest one. He probably convinced other people to fight for him, which used to happen a lot back in the day. Guys wasn't really tough. They just made it seem like they was tough, and people followed them. And then they would fight for them. Stupid shit. Gyms ain't what they used to be, bro. They money, for a lot of people, it's money grabs. You know, it was the same thing with church. Like, yo, when I was growing up in church and church was like the popular thing, church, can y'all believe that church was actually a fad? Like, like, it's crazy how pop culture can use anything to like get people to buy shit and do shit. Like being Christian at one point was like cool. Like, and people made money off of it. And I'm not just talking about like gospel people. I'm talking about people from all different, from the movie industry to the fashion industry, music industry. Like it was crazy. And it's the same thing with martial arts gyms. You know, certain things start getting popular again. You see it in a movie or two. People start seeing certain things, you know, whether it's an inspiring movie, you know, like Michael B. Jordan comes out with Creed, and now all the boxing gyms are doing like booming right now because everybody's inspired, and they're going to sign that monthly payment for about 2-3 months. And then they're going to start looking at their account, realizing money's coming out of their account. They're not going to want to train no more. Because it's just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to look like Michael B. Jordan. I thought it was a good idea. And then what do? They butter you up. No, you don't quit. This is why we're on the road. We're on this journey together. Don't worry. Nah, bro. It's tough. It's hard. Pause. It's difficult, man. I'm sorry. Like, you got to get in there and willing to sweat and to hurt. And yeah, it sucks. But is your health worth it? Not even just that. It takes you on a journey to push you, you know, out of your comfort zone, bro. You got to find things to take you out of your comfort zone. Martial arts might not be it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just the gym. Maybe it's just lifting weights or just whatever it is. But at the same time, y'all can't be these rinky-dink, like literally microwave generation gym. Like, you bring them inside, you warm them up, you give them the speech. You know, you make them do a couple of combinations. You tell them in about, give them like 6 weeks. You do the famous line, "Hey man, your cross is getting good. Your jab, your 1-2's getting good, bro." Yo, bro, when I tell you, when I tell you, this was not, and this is not at the gym I'm at, but I've been at gyms where like they tell you, make sure you letting them know that they doing good, even if they trash. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Y'all for real? Cause I just told homie the other day, his shit was traga. What? Nah, man, because I want somebody to do that shit for me. Yo, Mav, you looking kind of, that left kick. Ugh. You know, you ain't at 10,000 kicks yet, bro. Like, you look like you still on 2,000. You got a smooth 8,000 to go, brother. Like, I want you to tell me when I'm making mistakes and then I need to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I feel like you should be doing in a gym for each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I might as well just segue into the next part of the cast, the pod. Because to be real, I don't feel like, so like there's stars in gyms, right? Like, you know, depending on what type of gym it is. So let's just say you got AKA, you got Daniel Cormier, you got Khabib Nurmagomedov. I believe Islam Makhachev is also out of AKA. I think it's Henry Hooft. I think it's Henry Hooft that they train under. I believe. I could be wrong. I could be just saying names and don't know what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, those are the head stars. And I feel like at certain gyms, you have a lot of fighters who have great potential to be good. But I feel like, all right, the coaches are so bent on making you a champion. And yes, you're also focused on being a champion. But I feel like as the person who is either on his way to being the champion, if not the champion already, that you need to invest a little bit more of your time. This is just me, you know, and how I feel about certain things. Cause like, all right, when you're a part of a gym or a team, to be a fighter, whether you're in the amateurs, you know, professional, whatever, you're all there to help and push each other, right? The problem is, you know, sometimes there's that one standout fighter that you pay the most attention to, which is cool, but there's a lot of neglect that comes towards other fighters who have the potential to be in the same position. But just because most of your time went to this one individual, which, like I said, is not necessarily wrong, but I feel like you should have something or someone or something designated to make sure that you know they're getting the same level of, I don't even want to say treatment or training, like the same investment of time, I guess, or you know, or energy, you know, because I feel like there's a lot of times the head coach will spend more time with their main pupil, and not enough is seen of them to the rest of the team. And I can understand how that feels because when I was at my last gym, I never ever really had a lesson with the head instructor of the gym. I had lessons with his son, who was good. You know, nothing wrong, but I wanted to train with all the instructors. Like that's just me because I feel like there's something that one has that the other one doesn't. Maybe you can take what I learned from him and add on to that, or vice versa, you know. But I never got to train with him. Now, he was a much older man, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you get a certain age, you know, you get health issues and things like that. You can't move around the same way, but it is what it is. Me personally, I'm the type that, like I said, I want to train with everybody. I want to see how good I can really get. And when you are in a place where it's like, I'm trying to come up to be better too, and the only way you only get better amongst the people that's trying to get better, besides getting up there with the guys who are in a position to not, they've already done better. Now they're just trying to go above and beyond that to become champion. But sometimes you need that attention to help you get there. And I feel like people in good positions, and I'm just using him as an example, like Israel Adesanya, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's not champ right now, but he's still a hot ticket. You know what I mean? So now that you're in a certain position, you don't have to worry about being champ right now. Take some time out, invest a little bit more into your guys. I'm not saying that he's not, I'm just using this as an example. Israel, look, I could already hear my producer. I could hear him in my head. He's not even talking. And I can hear him say, don't start with the Izzy hate. I'm not hating on Izzy. This is an example. All right? For all of the, because I had people actually hit me. Y'all actually hit me up for once about the Izzy hate, but y'all ain't hit me up about nothing else I asked about. But y'all hit me with the Izzy hate. See? Y'all hit me up about that, though. It's all good. I appreciate y'all hitting me up. Maybe I should start throwing more fake Izzy hate. Maybe I'll pay attention. Anyway, just using him as an example, because there's a lot of guys actually coming out of the people in Izzy's camp fighting more and more. So, I think that now that he doesn't have to, as much of a burden as being champion at the moment, he should take some time out to all right, really push the guys to help push them to a new level, because not everybody coaches the same. Sometimes coaches aren't fighters, like we talked about last episode. Sometimes coaches ain't good fighters, and sometimes fighters ain't good coaches. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like my coach can tell me certain things, unless my coach was a fighter or is a fighter. Like, I would get information from certain people who, yes, they're lifelong martial artists, but they've never fought. Some of them barely even sparred. They just know the art to a T. And I'm like, all right, I can't ask you the questions I want to ask you because all you've done is katas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about the art for you. The combat aspect of you kind of doesn't want to deal with that. So I know that, if I want to learn good technique on certain things, okay, I can get that from you, but I'll ask the other guy. That's why he's a teacher as well. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you can get something from everybody. Unless they're a fresh off, face, their first time training, a newbie, you're not gonna really not get information, because for those of you who've been training around and they're actually good, there's things that each one of them do that can help you out that you're not going to have from your head coach or, the boxing coach or the kickboxing coach or the wrestling coach or whatever. People learn, there's tips and tricks everywhere. I remember when I was growing up, they used to call the Bible as an acronym, the basic instructions before leaving Earth. They used to say that was the what the Bible was, right? You ain't telling me I got stuff all over my shirt. Damn, that's crazy. I just realized that. Anyway, and that was what the Bible was called. So, me and everybody was just like, all right, if there's basic instructions before leaving Earth, that means there must be advanced instructions somewhere. Maybe, maybe other books I'm supposed to be reading in life is going to give me that information, whatever. And it's the same thing when it comes to being a part of fight camps or camps in general. I feel like, just like, for example, Jalen Brunson's the captain of the team on the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he has his moments where it's just like, all right, I'm a player too, but yo, bro, I'm watching you in that corner. You're not setting up right or whatever. Like, he has those moments with him. I feel, and I'm not saying that fighters don't have these moments, but they should have them more. A lot of times you are their inspiration. You are, their big brother, like whether they're younger or older than you or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you are obviously the one I should be paying attention to, because this is why you are the champ, or this is why you're almost a champ, or you know what I mean? And I feel like that little bit of time, and of course you're going to have people that's going to be around you. Everybody wants to kind of nitpick and pull. I get it. I do get it. But every now and then, give somebody a little nugget of something. Yo, I saw you was in your last fight, bro. I was checking this out. Blah, 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 blah. Give them that little bit of information. Of course, I'm pretty sure people do that anyway, but it's something that has to happen a little bit more consistently. You know, I really think that's important. Like, I'm the type of person that when I'm in the gym, I never call myself coach. You know, no title. No title. I don't really do the title thing because one, I ain't got one. Keep it a buck. I don't have no title. I ain't no black belt, nothing. I'm not a, I'm a lifelong martial artist. That's what I've been telling people my whole life, lifelong martial artist. And my thing is, I feel like I get better when I learn things from people. From the time I decided I wanted to get back into doing martial arts again, because I had taken a long, long hiatus from it just because of being busy and things like that. But as soon as I knew I wanted to get back in there, it was like, okay, I remember this, I remember that, I remember that. All right, now I got to change that a little bit. Oh, I can't kick like that anymore. Okay, all right, I can move like this, but I don't have to move like this. Okay, cool. And that was from not just the coach, but other guys. From the main guy that's getting the most attention all the way down to us misfits. It's important. And I know I've heard like tons of like horrible gym stories where it's like they treat their fighter like they're Conor McGregor and don't pay no attention to nobody but them. And even with like wins and things like that within, certain organizations, they don't get the attention that they need. And it puts the fighter in a position where they feel like I'm in here sacrificing my body to be great and make money. But a lot of times, and going back to kind of the whole gym aura thing, you put yourself in a position to like, all right, I got 5 fighters, but I don't really pay attention to one, but I'm making money off of 5 fighters. And I'm pretty sure 3 out of those 5 fighters is getting their money taken and invested into their number 1 fighter. I'm telling you, it got to be that, bro. Because there's nowhere in the world you telling me that you got 5 fighters and only one of them a champ and the rest of them can't make it. Just one? We got mad fighters. I told my boy, hey, shut up. She's trying to be tough again. Sorry. But I told my producer, Han Van Dam, once, I'm like, yo, I don't know really about the Ray Longo camp out in Long Island, because don't get me wrong, don't got no problems with Ray Longo. Don't got no problems with Matt Serra. What's his name? I forgot his name. But Chris Weidman is there. Aljamain Sterling, Al Iaquinta, that's the one I forgot. Al Iaquinta. They're pretty solid fighters. I believe Merab too. So now Merab's a champ, right? Now you saw 2 champs from them who didn't last very long. Merab is about to defend his belt for the first time. Now, do I think he can defend it? Yes. Do I think he's gonna beat Umar? I don't think so. I don't know. Yeah, he's got the talent to do it. It's just, I feel like he grabs people a lot and doesn't really do much with his takedowns and things like that. But he is talented. But anyway, the investment in fighters there seems weird because I feel like the stock goes down quick. So Chris Weidman was champion. He ain't the champion. All right, whatever. Well, Aljamain's champ now. He's not champ. Oh, okay, whatever. Merab's a champion. Okay, now if he loses the belt, okay, whatever. Like, as soon as Chris Weidman got out of lost the belt, I'd have been pushing him to get right back into the, and the same thing Aljamain. Nah, bro, we lost the belt. Next fight, no, O'Malley again. O'Malley Sterling too, right now. What do we talk about? Right now. or he fight whoever, and I'm next. Like, I want my belt back. But they not as invested. I'm telling you, like, they find their golden boy and they stick with it. And I feel like it's like kind of on the golden boy to like help their boys underneath them get more help. Like, yo, coach, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have such and such run the session with me. You know, he know what to do, and go help out. The guys with this and that. They ain't. You've been with me all this time. It might sound a little like corny or a little extra, but like this is how you get more and better fighters. This is why we have so many bubblegum fights nowadays. Because you got all these guys who ain't getting the same treatment that the bigger guys are getting. And the money, obviously. And, they're like, people, they're over there taking people out, but now people are sitting there saying, oh, who has he fought? What has he done? And you can use that. I'm not even gonna lie. You can use that same excuse with John Jones and Tom Aspinall. This is what John Jones says. Hey, look, man, what has he done? Me personally, I just feel like John doesn't need him. Like, as far as to secure his so-called legacy, he don't need Tom for that. Tom needs John. If Tom beats John Jones, he's going to be forever, the GOAT Slayer. Oh, my God. But if John Jones beat him, he was GOAT regardless. What do we talk about? He was GOAT regardless. We gonna act like he wasn't GOAT regardless? Nah, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Take time out into your teammates, bro. And I'm not saying this about any one fighter. I'm just talking about in general, bro. Like, there are people who everybody's different, and there's certain people who need that investment. And if you don't give them that investment, damn, you'll never get what you're actually looking for in that person. People say all the time, oh, he wasn't giving me what I needed. Hey, was you giving him what he needed? He needed to get pushed. He needed you there. Yo, hit them stairs. Lift them weights. Let's go. Hit the bag. Assault bike, go. Like, he needed you there. Because sometimes they'll just give you the information, like, all right, go do that, but you're not motivated to do it. Now, of course, you shouldn't have to always seek motivation to get things done. You should be able to push through it, have the discipline to do it. But you still want to know that your teammates and your coach wants you to win too. You got to invest more into the other fighters, man. It's important. Pay these motherfuckers. Pay them. Invest more into them. And I'm talking about not just your big guys, not your stars. Pay these other guys, man. Because they're losing the same amount of brain cells. And some of them be having more exciting fighters than the main dudes. Because the main dudes get to the top with the belt, and now everybody want to Floyd Mayweather everything by trying to be 50-0, undefeated. And now they don't want to actually fight. They want to win fights, but they don't want to actually fight. They want to tap, and then win the fight. Now, if you want to tap, and then eventually say, okay, yeah, now I want to knock them out. All right, cool. Or tap. Take them down, beat them up, get them out of here. Nah, these guys want to just outpoint everybody. Everybody's turning MMA into point fighting. If you're going to point fight, you better catch a knockout with that bitch. But that's just me. That's just how I feel about it. You got to invest more time into them. Guys, I want to thank you, myself, Snoop on the Stoop, my guy Ham Van Dam, my producer, everybody over at Glory. Shout out to my main instructor, Jeff Chan. Shout out to my instructor, Yusef Kadi, who will be fighting January 25th, along with his students. Marwan, my bad. I don't know how to say your last name. I forgot, bro. But his name is, you look him up, the Game Changer MMA. on Instagram. My boy K-Sun, SP _ Nova. My boy Bishop. I believe it's Bishop.Enigma. Those guys are all fighting on the 25th. Shout out to my boy June X Hunt. My boy Herman, who is fighting on the 26th in MMA in Long Island, along with my boy Daniel. I believe it's at Deconstruct on Instagram. These guys are all fighting, and I like to shout them out and show them love. So if you ever get a chance, hit them up, show your support, try to come out to the fights. Thank you, everybody at Smooth Family Entertainment. You can find them at Smooth Family ENT, myself at Maverick, MAVRICK _NYC, at TAFCPOD, at Mavericks, MAVRICKS, Mansion, MANSION LLC. Love you guys. I'm out of here. Me, Snoop on the stoop. You heard? Head movement, head movement, head movement.